guys, how you doing? We're doing a gum chewing football request here. It is requested by Leicester, if I'm saying that correctly. I hope I am. Well, this video is for you anyway, my man. I said I'd do it for the weekend, so here we go. So, Premier League on Saturday, 1st of February 2020. Leicester versus Chelsea. Leicester at home to Chelsea. My girlfriend Megan supports Chelsea, so I'm hoping it's going to be a Chelsea win. But really, I think you got to kind of give it to Leicester. Mind you, Leicester lost to Aston Villa. Through the week. I don't know if that was the EFL Cup or FA Cup. I'm not quite sure. I know Villa are facing Man City in the final. I don't think Villa are going to be that successful. But anyway, that's another story for another time. So Leicester versus Chelsea. I'm going to give it to Chelsea only because they're at home. I'll give it to Leicester because I think they're at home. Talking about Aston Villa. Bournemouth at home to Aston Villa. Bournemouth are usually good at home, but they're in the relegation zone. Aston Villa have managed to climb their way out. I think they're 16th at the moment in the league, but they're away. Probably Bournemouth I'll give it to. Although I want Villa to win, I'll give it to Bournemouth. Crystal Palace versus Sheffield United. Well, if you've seen any of my old videos, you'll know that I'm a Charlton fan. So Crystal Palace are our rivals, and we don't like Palace. I'm sorry if there's any Palace viewers watching, but there's a rivalry for a reason. We don't hate Crystal Palace as much as we do Millwall. Again, sorry Millwall, but we really can't stand you. But Palace are still our rivals, so Palace are at home against Sheffield United. I'd like Sheffield United to win, but I really couldn't give you a prediction on that. Next one, Liverpool versus Southampton. Liverpool at home. No brainer, Liverpool. Newcastle versus Norwich. Newcastle at home. Definitely Newcastle. Norwich are really struggling in the Premier League. Watford versus Everton. Again, that could go either way. Watford at home. I'd like to see Watford do it. I've got nothing against Everton, but I'd like to see Watford, come out of that black hole they're in. West Ham versus Brighton, again, neck and neck. Man United and Wolves. Man United are at home. It's a 5:30 kickoff. Again, I'd like to see Wolves win, but it could go either way. That's it for the Premier League. Let's go into the Championship. We'll try and get these scores up when it decides to come up. What's actually in the Championship today is Cardiff versus Reading, and Derby versus Stoke. I'd rather not give any predictions because they are all quite close. But let's look at the Championship for tomorrow. Hull versus Brentford. Birmingham versus Nottingham Forest. My guys Charlton versus Barnsley. Fulham versus Huddersfield. Leeds versus Wigan. Middlesbrough versus Blackburn. Preston versus Swansea. QPR versus Bristol City. Sheffield Wednesday versus Millwall. And West Brom versus Luton. I'm not going to give any predictions on that one. I'll let you make your own minds up. There are, however, one or two I would like to mention. West Brom and Luton. You're looking at the top of the table versus the bottom of the table. I'll leave it at that. Charlton are now 21st in the table. But that probably has something to do with we haven't had a game all week. I don't know why that is. I'm not quite sure. If anyone knows, message me in the comments down below. But we've got Barnsley at home. Now we're 21st and Barnsley are 23rd, and they're in the relegation zone just above Luton. Now the thing is, this is either going to make or break our season. Well, there you go. Right, we're going to move on to League One, and I've got some teams that I don't support, but I follow on the teams that I want to do well in League One. Here we go. Accrington versus Wimbledon. Bolton versus Tranmere. Bristol Rovers versus Coventry. Fleetwood versus Coventry. Accrington and Wimbledon, Bolton and Tranmere, Bristol Rovers, Coventry, that's it. Fleetwood versus Doncaster, Ipswich versus Peterborough, MK Dons take on Wickham, Oxford United versus Blackpool, Portsmouth versus Sunderland, which will be very, very good. They had some good matches in the playoff last year. Rochdale versus Shrewsbury, Rotherham versus Burton, and Southend versus Lincoln City. I like Lincoln City only purely because they've come so far from the National League. Portsmouth I like because I've got quite a lot of friends that support Portsmouth and they come from Portsmouth. Tranmere again. Another one come from the National League, but they're really struggling in League One. Really struggling, but they're going against the bottom of the table, Bolton, so hopefully they can get a win. Let's look at League Two. It just has to load up. Okay, right, so we've got Cambridge versus Colchester, Cheltenham versus Morecambe, Crawley versus Scunthorpe, Grimsby and Forest Green, Macclesfield and Northampton, Mansfield and Carlisle, Oldham and Bradford, Plymouth and Newport, Port Vale and Salford, Stevenage and Leyton Orient, Swindon and Exeter, and finally Walsall and Crewe. The only team I really concentrate on in League Two is Forest Green, and again, Forest Green went for a National League into the Football Leagues, which is pretty good. They were doing pretty well at first, but they're starting to lose ground, and they're away to Grimsby Saturday, and I can't see them doing any better if I'm honest. I think they're going to lose at Grimsby, but I don't know. Right, National League. Let's go into the National League. Tomorrow, right, okay. So we've got Flyde versus Bournemouth, Aldershot and Harrogate, Barnet and Hartlepool, Barrow and Torquay, Eastleigh, Woking, Ebbsfleet, Sutton, Halifax, Bromley, Solihull Moors, Maidenhead United, Stockport and Dover, Wrexham and Dagenham and Redbridge, Yeovil and Chorley, and Notts County and Chesterfield. Well, quite a few teams I support here. Bromley, because it's very close to me. It's only like 2 train stops down the road. Sutton, because my brother doesn't live too far from Sutton. He lives in a place called Dorking, and so it's only about 4 or 5 train stops away from him. Dover is in Kent as well, and Yeovil's where all my nieces live, so that's why I follow them ones. But Dover being away, Bromley being away, Sutton being away, I don't like away games. And National League South. I don't do National League North purely and simply because I don't live in the North. But if you would like me to do a National League North, let me know. I can do some research and I can sort things out for you. I'm just not doing it on this video because I don't live in the North. But like I say, if you want it, National League North, I'll do it willingly, just let me know. So anyway, National League South. Billericay Town versus Maidstone. Maidstone, a team I like. Braintree versus Weymouth. Chipping Town versus Dartford. Dartford's literally just round the corner from me, so yeah, I like to see how they do. Concord Rangers versus Havant and Waterlooville, and Megan comes from the Havant area, so she likes to see them do well. Dorking Wanderers, I told you my brother lives in Dorking. So Chipping Town, Dartford, Concord Rangers, Havant and Waterlooville, yeah, Dorking Wanderers and Bath City. Dulwich Hamlet and Chelmsford City, Eastbourne Borough and Hemel Hempstead Town, Hampton and Richmond versus Hungerford Town, Slough Town, Oxford City, St Albans City versus Welling, and Tunbridge Angels versus Wealdstone. And I should be supporting Tunbridge because they're quite close to me, but I don't. So yeah, so they're all the games tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, there's some really good games this weekend. Sorry. I just hope I get the results that I want. There's some results I can see I won't get. But we'll just have to wait and see. I just hope that Charlton get their result. But what will be will be. If they don't win, they don't win. If we get relegated back to League One, we get relegated back to League One. I really hope it doesn't happen. The only thing I can see is that if we do get relegated back to League One, the players that we've got permanently will have a lot of time to recover, and hopefully we can go back into League One strong, with a strong team, a strong squad, and we won't have to face so many tough teams. I mean, League One is quite good in itself, but they're not as strong as Championship, obviously. And I personally think, well, if we went into League One, we'd smash League One. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't win the league, or if we went first or second, because we've got the manpower, we've got the players now, and we are gradually getting better guys into the team who could quite easily smash League One. Easily. I mean, not all League One players. Some of them are older and stuff like that, but I reckon with a good team, a good squad, the best players we've got, if we use them all the time, we do League One and we get back into Championship on a stronger level. But let's see how things go. We might not get relegated yet. Who says? Famous last words, eh, guys? Alright, well, this has been a request. I hope this this certain individual enjoys it. And I will see you soon with another video. So, take care, guys. Obviously, look after each other and family and everyone else. And I'll see you soon with another video. Ciao for now.